I just got in my door, and while I'm out, I can't wait to get back home to explain what I wanted to explain in the first place in my first video, but obviously I was pretty overwhelmed by having very severe gallbladder attacks, and it died down after I took took a little white Buscopan pill. Non-addictive, very good at colic. So if you pay attention, like if you watched all my videos, and I ask you to go look back at my videos, and there are very few people who are doing videos like this. You know why? Hold on a sec. Because they're ashamed, because they don't want to be pointed out as a climate denier, as someone who their friends might see them, someone who their family might see them. So I'll tell you what I did all summer. All summer. I watched all summer. This was the worst year that or maybe I just didn't pay attention last year. Our summers have been incredibly hot. Where you are, same thing, right? But where you are, maybe in Europe or whatever, you're not used to this, right? This is like, people don't even buy air conditioners. That's the way it was. Where I live, our summers can get, sometimes we'd have heat waves of 2 weeks, and it could get up to 40 degrees. Say 100, okay? It rarely get over 100 degrees. But we'd certainly have our heat waves. Very temperate climate. Canada, Ontario, Ottawa. I am out a lot. I'm out knocking on doors. I'm out driving in a convertible. So I get to see, like when my convertible and it stops, and I can look up while I'm driving. All the contrails, call it what you want. They're chemtrails. I understand. Let's get past the basic principles of what we grew up with for 50, 60, 70, 80 years. They leave a condensation trail, and it's like maybe a mile behind it, and it disappears. You may see videos telling you, what I'm telling you here is significant. It's not like the other ones that I've done, for one reason. I'll explain again the physics of this, right? They spray the skies with aerosols. My guess is, from my own research, they're heavy metals, and they reflect heat, and they heat up the earth. At first, I thought it was cooling, because they were talking about cooling. But nature is showing just the opposite. Nature is showing that we're getting 40, even up to 40, 50 degrees in some places. It's happening in Europe and Canada, the States, all over the world. China, Spain, this is worldwide. Heat domes, right? Heat domes. And you don't get storms. And if you do, you're on the edge of a heat dome, because the heat dome presses down so much with the press of heat that only the outside gets something. So you get, 7 inches of rain we got about 2 months ago, less than 2 months ago. 7 inches in 4 hours where I live. It was flooded in many places. Our highway was flooded over. So, what have I noticed? So, all summer, I've watched them spraying the skies. Crisscross, crisscross. You'd see one, they crisscross them. They do line, and it goes across the whole skyline. And as I said, it's not normal to have 15 jets in the sky within a 2-hour period where I live. No. So that means what? How many jets do we have here in Ottawa going over the same spots? I am not embarrassed to say this. So what's changed? The temperature. I don't know about where you are. I watched it all summer. And of course, on the tip of my mind, I thought, the whole world is heating up all of a sudden. Isn't that strange? And I'm like, is this man or is it God? It's one or the other. Our Earth is not getting hotter by itself. I noticed all the spraying has stopped for at least the last week, if not for the last, 7 to 10 days. Every day is the way summer used to be. There's not a plane in the sky. You see one here and there. They're not spraying the skies, and it's cool. You don't think I noticed this? It's the first thing I noticed. It's cool out. Look at the sky. Are they spraying the skies? No. Do you have ears to hear? And do you have eyes to see? Because this is biblical. People who doubt this have no idea what's going on because they never look up. We live in an evil world where they will gamble with our lives without hesitation. And it may be, you see, this is what it's called. It's called a schema. I've talked about this, about religious beliefs, about the Antichrist and who could be the Antichrist. And you have a schema in your mind. You have an idea of what you've been taught all your life about how he's going to appear, what he's going to look like. And so when you see the opposite, the only way to change your mind is by overwhelming evidence. You might reach a point where it breaks, where you say, this is undeniable. This is what this is. And it's time to recognize that these people don't care if they kill us. How many people have died from the heat? And you think just all of a sudden the entire Earth has heated up? No wonder we're getting insane storms. They're playing with our weather, guys. I'd make 100 of these videos and not care. And an employer, people I know, I don't care. I see what they're doing. And if after this video you turn away and then you go, what's a chemtrail? It'll take you to a video that's meant to turn you away, and they'll give you the simple science of it. This has been documented. They've been doing this in the States. RFK said they are doing it. RFK said they're doing it. Not that I never need him to tell us, but this is what's been happening. And so why are they doing it? Well, as I said in my last video, because they're trying to take out, who knows how many agendas are behind it, in order to enable the mark of the beast. They're going to have to be very convincing. Such as, if we go back to this, we forgot religion. If we go back to this, I've said this. I said this 2 years ago, that they have the ability, the World Economic Forum and all the rich people who own this earth, who are taking control of this earth. And of course, Satan's behind it. That they will say, oh, we're supposed to keep like a Sunday law, or, whatever it is that they come up with. And they will say to us, this is just theoretical. If you take this mark, we believe it will go back to normal. If you worship this, it will go back to normal. And you know what will happen? They'll turn it back to normal because they won't be messing with the weather anymore. And they won't be messing in politics on purpose anymore. They're behind everything. They're behind everything ever since 2001. But then another 18 years later with COVID. So I don't know where you are in this, but I know I see what's going on. You don't think they'll tamper with our lives? You haven't been living for the last 6 years.